All right, guys, thanks for jumping on board. Today, we're going to jump into how to enroll your 2 high-ticket clients every week. This is class number 2 of 5, so take notes. Please, guys, we had some great questions yesterday. I'm going to ask you to just put them in chat, and then afterwards, after the recording's ended, I'll hop on and answer any questions for you guys. So again, if we're going to kind of recap what we talked about yesterday is why high-ticket coaching, how to reverse engineer a 6-figure or more paycheck. You want 6 figures a year, you want 6 figures a month. How do you reverse engineer that? And so today we're going to jump into, and I'm really excited for all of you being on today. It's going to be some great information. We're going to reveal more on how to set those teams up. If you want to be a solo coach or a team coach, and I'm going to talk about the differences. Now, again, we're going to try to keep this class in about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, so we're going to talk fast. Be sure to take notes. We do have prizes, and I'm going to talk about the one who won yesterday, our Podcast for Profits Masterclass. We're going to talk about who won that yesterday. Today, everybody that's on live, as you're going through, just here's what you need to do. You need to hit the share button. You need to hit the share button, make some comments, let me know you're on board, and then we're going to have you jump into the author you drawing. We use a website, random number generator. It's just going to generate a number tonight, and it's going to pick one person. So today we're giving away our book Masterclass. Very powerful. If you've ever wanted to write your own book, get your own book written, it's how to get your book on Audible, Kindle, how to get it on have the paperback version on Amazon, how to get it out there and get paid doing it. So that's number 2. Number 3, tomorrow, we're going to have a giveaway, a 2-hour private strategy session with myself. This is going to be 2 hours to go through your business, to go through your coaching program, really help you structure that out. Day 4 is our life coach certification. So Thursday, we're going to give a life coach certification program out. This is the exact blueprint of how to coach other people and get certified through our nonprofit. Number 5, the last day of Friday, we're going to actually give away our full Wealthy Coach certification course. And that's not the coaching, but it's everything we do to generate high ticket coaching and everything that we're teaching here and a whole lot more. So, but here's the key. You got to be present. So the day that you're in, be present that day and do the assignments. Okay. Now, so let's jump into Gordon. I want to say, big thumbs up to you. Congratulations. We pulled your name from the random number generator yesterday. So Gordon, you're going to be receiving our Podcast for Profits Masterclass, and I will be sending that over to you before today is out. So I want to say thank you for jumping on board, Gordon, and great job. So 5-day game plan. Show up each day. Show up just like you had today at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's real easy. Just jump over to Chat with Wayne. It'll draw you right into the Zoom. They're going to do about an hour. We try to keep it 30 minutes. I know we're going to go an hour. So, I just want to say again, thanks for jumping on board and thanks for being part there with us. So, and let's reiterate this again, the importance of everything I said here. You are going to, if you'll show up each day, do the assignments, then this is what we're giving away. And I want the prizes to be part of it. And our day 1 winner, Mr. Gordon, is getting the podcast. Look at him there. He's getting the Podcast for Profits Masterclass. So, Gordon, I will send that over to you before the day's out. Now, here's a little bit, guys, those who know, I do one video. The first video is exactly how I do my podcast. It's 30, 45 minutes, everything you need to know. The next 10 videos are for those detail-oriented people that want to put some polish to it. I just want to get a podcast out. So but thanks, Gordon, for jumping on board. All right. So yesterday we talked about the proven map to wealthy coaching. If you want to do the wealth coaching, to build that, reverse engineer so you can get to 10K a month, 20K a month. Today we're going to talk about teams, solo coaching, and lifestyle design. And I see most coaches miss this. Most coaching organizations kind of just jump over this. And so people come into it thinking, do I want to be a solo coach? Do I want a team? What does a team look like? I have been a solo coach primarily for the last 11 years. I have done some team coaching. We'll talk about team. I've worked inside some teams. I saw the good, bad, and the ugly. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about naming and creating your signature system. Thursday, how to attract and create clients. And then day 5, we're going to talk about closing your high-ticket clients using our system. So there's 2 marketing models. Now, we're going to talk about 2 different types of coaches. But before we get into that, I just want to give a little more content today. And there's two different types of marketing models. How do you bring yourself? Okay, I got a 10K package. I think, Gordon, you might have had a 5K package. Whatever your package is, how do you bring that? So there's two different branding or selling models. We're going to talk about that first. And then at the end of the call, I'm going to cover how to go in there and set these apart, whether you're solo or you want to do a team. Model one is the most popular. Model one is what I see almost every coach doing, and it's the most popular. And they create content consistently, they build an audience, and then we sell to the audience. I use this model myself, okay? Model two is we're going to define an audience first. We're going to create a program, and we're going to create an offer. So model two is you're going to sell first and market second. Model one is you're modeling first and selling second. Let me give you an example. I'm going to take two real coaches, and I'm going to break down and share with you how they do it. These are fitness coaches. You can use it in any kind of model. Model one, as I said, is the most popular. What you want to do is build an audience first of people that are seeing you, listening to you, they like what you're seeing, and then they come on board. So Amanda is one of our fitness coaches. Amanda has a Facebook group. It's a public group. She does Facebook Lives in the group. She starts conversations in the group. I know most of you are in the How to Sell coaching group. It's the same kind of concept. She's doing Facebook Lives in the group. She takes those lives, repurposes them into YouTube videos. She creates a lead magnet. We're not going to, it says discuss later. We're not going to discuss that on this call. That's discussed in our Wealth Coach program. But it's literally a lead magnet that is going to get people to go, yeah, I want to know more about your group. Everything in her group leads them to a webinar. And then everything in the webinar leads them to a phone call. So that's how she sells. She sells by, I want you to consider this. Those who are in the marketing world understand a funnel. The top of the funnel, she may reach 1,000 people in her group. She may have 100 people to actually watch her lives. She may have 5 people to jump on a phone call. She may sell 2 at the top of the funnel and goes down. This is branding first. There's some good, there's some good things about this. Okay, let me jump back. There's a couple things. Number one is low cost. Facebook groups are free. You can create content for free. All you need is an iPhone. You can get on there and make it work. Now, I'm going to talk about Tran. Now, Tran is a fitness coach also. Both of these fitness coaches. Something that Tran does it a little different. Tran has a clear one-page funnel. Now, if you go over to How to Sell Coaching, you'll see my one-page funnel. His is very similar. One funnel. It's one page, and it leads them through a couple pages, but one main clear offer. Tran does kind of what I do is an automated webinar. It sends them to a calendar. The calendar, if they're local, he meets with them virtually live, but most of the time he's meeting with them virtually. Even before COVID, he meets with them virtual, and he meets with them. And what are you looking for? What's your health goals? And he goes through his questionnaire. And it's a very clear offer. Very clear. I want you to grab a hold of this. This is something that if you decide to go this marketing method, it's very clear. It means before you spent 2 years indoctrinating them or warming them up to you, you just say, hey, here's your problem. Here's a solution. It's a binary. It's a yes or no. Do you feel like this could be something that could help you? Yes, great. Here's how we enroll. No, it's not something that could help me at this time. Okay. If it's yes, then we take the money and we serve them. If it's no, then if you see what I said here, a no really is just a not yet, possibly. And now we're going to market and brand them. We're going to educate them. Because if somebody's gone through your funnel, they've got on a phone call with you, they should be in your Facebook group, number one. Number two, you should be sending emails to them. Number three, you should be able to make sure that you are following up with retargeting. We'll get into all that at another call. So these are the two marketing methods. And it doesn't matter which one you choose. The key is, are you going to market? And which one are you using? Are you building an audience first? Or do you want to go straight into marketing, yes or no, first? Either one's fine. Now, let's look at some of the ups and downs of both. If you brand first and then sell, that's model one. It's free or low cost. I mean, you can get on here and you can turn on, you can do Facebook Live, you can do challenges like this, and there's no charge. You just get on here and you bring content to people. There's low rejection. Somebody doesn't like your video, they just don't watch it. You know, I know Gordon does a lot of great videos. And so if Gordon, I use him as an example, somebody's watching his video, they like it, great. They can continue following the path. If they don't like it, unless they're just mean and type something mean, they just jump off the video. So it's low rejection. What it does requires a lot of energy. It does require you being consistently bringing content, consistently creating content, and being willing to segment your calendar to make it work. And it can, not always, it can be slower to build a client base or build that revenue, because you may need to reach 1,000 people to get to the 2 or 3 sales. Now, model 2, which is what Tran does, has faster results. And what I mean by that is fast to test your offer. If you have an offer, how to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, and nobody buys it, you found out really quick, because he's using paid ads to get to the offer. The paid people vote with their wallet. So they're saying real quick, yes or no. Now, another thing about this, though, is it does not really give you a lot of name recognition. I've been on calls with people that follow this model, and they go, hey, your offer sounds good, but I don't know anything about you. I've never heard of you. Who are you? So that's where the warm up and so forth, the offer has to be crystal clear, and you're going to be really good in your packaging. And you're also going to need money to invest. So Amanda doesn't need money. She can turn on a camera. She's doing a plank. Oh, yeah, let's go. I can help you lose weight. I can help you get healthier. Tran can do the same, but he's got to spend money to get people to the funnel. So again, I'm going to talk about both of these. Neither one are right or wrong, but most people try to do both. It means they may boost an ad, they'll run some ads, but they're trying to do it organic. You can do both, but you need to say, which one primarily am I going to do? In the Wealthy Coach, I have run ads, but in most cases, I am more following this model. I'm going to create the content, I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to bring people into my world and where I can serve them. I have done this model, and it works. It's totally up to you. It's up to your budget. I will say this: if you're a brand new coach, part-time coach, and you're like, I don't have, if $5,000 in ads and marketing is going to break you financially, you need to go to this model. If you've got a reserve, or you can reinvest, you sell somebody a coaching package at $3,500, and you can reinvest that same coaching package into advertising, then this model may be for you. The key is to simply test. Okay, just remember that this one's a binary, yes or no. We're still going to market to these clients, but only after they've told us no. Now we got to try to re-engage and get them to a yes. Okay, so this is just something to consider. Whichever one you're doing now is going to be great. Which better works for you? So what I'm going to ask everybody to do is, after this call, is jump into the group. The replay will be on there as well, and just post what you are doing. Are you more of the attraction-based model or more of the binary? Attraction-based means you're building an audience. Binary means you're asking for yes or no up front. And again, not that either one is bad. Okay, so what works better for you? That's the key. You just got to figure out what's going to work better for you, and then stay on that path. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. Now that's which way you're going to market. The second part of this call today, I really want to talk about are you a solo coach or team building? Are you want a solo coach? I think of solo coach. I'm a solo coach. I do have one company that I'm partnering with, so there's a little bit of a team aspect, but for the most part, I'm a solo coach. And most of the coaches I work with are. Now, the model 2 is a team. I don't want to name names here, but there's teams that have, I'll give a big name of Tony Robbins. Tony was a solo coach. As he grew and trained other coaches, he became a team. Very few people coach with Tony. Most of them coach with his coaches. And it doesn't mean it's not good, because you still get the same core concepts. But which one works better for you? And people ask me often, well, which one should I do, Wayne? You can become an absolute millionaire doing either one. If you're going to be a solo coach, you're going to need to do group coaching. You're going to need to have retreats and different things to bring in the revenue. But you don't have to share as much as you do the model 2. So I have worked extensively in both and have made a lot of money in both. I'm going to share both today and then give you the option. Okay. Model 1. Model 1 is a solo coach. That means you manage your time, you manage your lifestyle, period. I work with a handful of private clients. Every one of those I coach on Thursday and Friday. That means my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are free. Most of those I coach the first 3 weeks of the month. The fourth week I take off. So I'm managing my time. My wife says, hey, I think I want to go to Disney World again. Great. She knows to schedule it on the last week of the month because I'm free. If I need to set up personal, I'm talking about solo coach, guys, just real talk here. If I need to go to the dentist, I'll call my dentist. Hey, can you set me up for an appointment on any day, the last day of the month? Does that make sense? And then when you do that, I got somebody trying to jump in. Second, guys. Technology again. Okay. Thanks for jumping on board. And so, again, model one is the solo coach. So here's a couple of disadvantages to it. You can only scale so fast or so far. Now, if you're doing group coaching, that's fine. But if you have a solo coach that has hundreds of clients, there's a lot you got to keep up with. There's customer support. I couldn't get on the Zoom call. My credit card didn't process. This happened. And so you've got a lot of the customer support that you're going to have to handle or hire a virtual assistant to help. So I know solo coaches that usually a solo coach can get to 30. And this is a generalization. I'm just going to give you real numbers. Can get to about 20, 30,000 a month by themselves. Some do 50. But at 50, you start, even if you're doing high ticket, you're starting to get enough stuff happening that you probably need a virtual assistant to handle credit card processing if something didn't go through. Real life example, I get a notification every time I pay one of my credit card is processed or if it failed. So I got a notification that somebody's payment failed. So my virtual assistant then emailed them, sent them a nice letter, and they sent back the updated card info. I didn't have to do any of that. This is where a virtual assistant can help even a solo coach. But all obligations are on you. You're doing the group coaching. You're doing the one-on-one coaching. You're doing the coaching. Or you are hiring a coach maybe that teaches one lesson. I've got a copywriter that I'm a hire to come in and teach on copywriting. But I still got to manage it because I'm the solo coach. Model two is a team. Now, I mentioned a big team like Tony Robbins, but there's a lot of smaller teams. There's real estate coaching teams. I can name several. I won't mention them here, but there's several that if you hire them as a coach, you know their name if you're in the real estate world, but you never coach with them. Now, if you go to one of the live events, you go to some of the workshops, they may be there, they'll speak, but they're going to hire coaches. So if you're paying, if it breaks down to so much a session, they're going to hire a coach for a portion of that. They're going to keep a portion, the coach gets a portion. So it can scale though. So one person maybe to work with 10 people or 20 people or 50 people, a team could work with ultimately thousands. How many people go through Tony Robbins' coaching, Robert Kiyosaki's coaching? Because there's multiple coaches. Now, what you do need, you need management skills or you need to hire a manager. If you're not a manager, don't try to be one. Hire a manager. You need an HR director, a marketing director. You need a sales team. One of the teams that I worked in, we started with about 6 employees. We grew to about 21, 22 employees. There was millions of dollars coming in. There was millions of dollars going out. Because the time you pay an HR director $100,000, you pay a marketing director, you pay your sales team. If you got a good sales team, you're going to pay them very well. And then an accountant that goes, what are you doing? You're going backwards. There's a team that collects the like I said, the credit card didn't process. This didn't happen. Customer service. I can't even get into my portal. Why can't I learn this? What happened? So there's so many hands in it that a $10,000 coaching program may be $1,000 profit. Now you can scale that 1,000, but are you willing to? So again, my number one recommendation is whichever works better for you. And some of the things that people never admit, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, some people it's just about their celebrity status. Some people, I'll give you an example, me, I'm content with the income that we're building, the business that we're building, and I'm not a name in the business. Some people would give up 80% of that income to be the name. There's no wrong or right. It's just give me the finances for my family. It's what's important to you. Some people are going to build a coaching business as a solo coach so they can take care of their family, put money up to investments and retire one day. Other people want to build a coaching business that they can go sell. They have an exit strategy for that, and that's fine as well. So it really depends on what's important to you. This here's my family. So this is part of my family. I actually have a son, and he's starting his own family that wasn't here when we took these photos. But this is me and my wife and 4 of my daughters. What's important to me at this stage of my life is different than what was important to me 15 years ago in my life. This is important, guys. And what's important to me now is going to probably be different than what's important to me 15 years from now, when all of these are grown and I'm empty nester again. That makes sense. So the beautiful part of that is, just because you go, Wayne, I think I want to be a solo team. Maybe I want to be, I don't know, maybe I want to be solo. I want to have a team. None of that really matters at this point, except just find something that works for you. Now, I have another good friend who runs a coaching organization locally, and this is kind of how their office looks. They're a team. There's the creative team. There's the content team. There's the one that does the group coaching. There's one that does the one-on-one coaching. And now they're bringing on somebody to help them with their marketing. And that's okay. They thrive in that. They love that energy of that. If they're sitting neutral for 2 hours, they're grabbing at each other, pulling ideas, concepts. That's fun. I'm good with that for a few hours a week, but not every day. Me, I want to go to the beach. I want to spend some time with my family. I want to spend some time with my wife. So it really goes back to what's important to you. So let me give you some real numbers, because some of you are going, I don't know which one. Doesn't matter, as I said before. But let me give you real numbers, and we're going to go back to Amanda, and we're going to go back to Tran. Amanda, solo coach. She spends 2 hours a day creating content. Every single day. It's on her calendar. She follows what I follow, which is a simple iPhone alert that said it's time to get busy. And 2 hours creating content. Now, this content can be written content. It can be video. She shares that through groups. Now, I'm going to give you a hint in a minute. She doesn't do as much sharing as the VA does. She has one virtual assistant. She's still a solo coach, but has one virtual assistant. She shares through groups. She does her Facebook Lives. She takes all of that content. She says, hey, get in touch with me. Coachwithamanda.com. It's not her website, but anyway, her website. And they jump on there. There's a webinar. In a webinar, she's talking about their pain, the process that she takes them through, and the promise. That's the pain, the process, and the promise. And then it's, hey, get on the phone with me. And when they get on the phone with her, she does about 2 phone sessions a day. She may do 1, she may do 3. She does on average 10 a week. These are 10 people that have seen her content. They've asked for help, and she hops on the phone with them. Now, she sells 2 to 3 of her high-ticket coaching programs. She does have a virtual assistant for marketing and outreach. That means here's my content. She creates it all in a Google Doc. The VA goes in there and repurposes it on different groups. She makes Instagram images. She puts it on her Instagram. So a virtual assistant that is good in content creation and repurposing is worth their money. So this was not 2020 numbers. Okay, so we just hit 2021. Don't have everybody's numbers, but the last numbers we have was a 320,000 year gross. And you can see a good portion of that was $272,000 profit. There's a lot of profit because she's not doing paid ads. There's a lot of profit because a virtual assistant works affordably, and she only uses her a few hours a week. And then there's like cost for your webinar, cost for your funnels. So just really, who would, and you don't have to raise your hand or comment, but who would really be happy at 272? Hey, Gordon says me. Yeah. Susan did. Yeah. Susan gave me double thumbs up. Yeah. At 272,000 a year while living the lifestyle that she wants. So now she's doing 2 phone sessions a day. I know that's about an hour, maybe an hour and a half of phone calls. She's doing 2 hours of content creation, and then she's doing the training. But she does it through groups, like a semi-private coaching. So she's probably working 30 hours a week, 20, 30 hours a week to make a very good income. Now, let's look at Tran. Tran has 1 hour of content. He's not doing as much content because he's not marketing on the front. He's marketing on the back end. After they've already said no, then he repurposes. So he's doing 1 hour of content creation. He does use paid ads, which he outsources. He's not trying to sit there and look at every analytics, set up pixels and retarget. He has an evergreen webinar. He has sales calls. He has 2 people that handle his sales calls remotely. Personal onboarding session he does himself, but then he has the coaching is done by him and 2 other coaches. One happens to be his wife. The other one is another coach. So they have a VA for content. They have a VA for social media, just like Amanda's doing here. But they also have a sales manager, a trainer that trains the salespeople and handles the HR. So basically, they have one person that handles the sales team. Now look at the numbers: $690,000 gross, $389,000 profit. Still very profitable, almost half. Well, I don't know, maybe a little more than half profit after paying the sales team, after paying the VA, and after paying the sales manager. So it's very profitable with this. However, it is and it's not as much work in the front building content. It's an ad that leads to a webinar, and then the content is the follow-up process, if that makes sense. So I wanted to show you both. Now I could show you ones that are doing, one company that worked in, like I said, I had the insider secret there of working inside this. We did that 690 gross a month, not a year. But also the profit wasn't quite that high because there was a lot of outlay in ads and a lot of outlay in promotions. So the key is it doesn't matter which one's going to be for you. Are you going to be a solo coach, or you're going to be a team and build a team? What works better for you? So I'm going to give you this little visual to look at really quick. Solo coach, you manage your time, you manage your lifestyle. That is primarily how I work. I do have, like I said, I'm partnering with some people, which is a team. And the good thing is that takes a lot of the work off my side. I take smaller income, but it gives me some freedom. For me at this stage in my life, it's about time freedom and building up scalability for future. All obligations on you. If you're going to be a solo coach, as soon as you're at $5,000 a month, do not wait until you're at $10,000 or 20 or 30. When you're at $5,000 a month, then you need to hire a virtual assistant. A virtual assistant, it needs to be able, even if it's just 10 hours a week, the virtual assistant needs to take your content, repurpose it, and just any task that you don't need to do or don't want to do. Model 2, management skills are needed, HR director, marketing director, sales teams, and definitely an accountant. Both business models can provide financial freedom. If you go back to yesterday's replay, we showed you how to do 100K a year. Pretty simple. The key is choose how you care to coach. Do you want to be the name? And there's nothing wrong with that. You want to be the name. You want people following you. You want your team members patting you on the back. There's nothing wrong with that. But you must be willing to give up part of your profits in the beginning, and you must be willing to scale and work with more people. Or you want to work more solo. So either way is going to be fine. So that's your homework. And just as Gordon won the podcast course, we're going to give away to somebody today our book writing workshop. And that is a powerful course. We've had so many books written from that. And I'm going to show you how to take a book and turn it into a business. So if you're interested in that, post in comments below, say, put me in the drawing, Wayne, and everybody that was in will get a copy. We'll go into that and we'll pick one. So guys, I want to just jump in and say, I appreciate you being on the call today. Today was more of a thought process. I know when you get on these challenges, a lot of times you're like, I want to take notes and I want to be able to apply it today. This is really almost like a reverse, because I want you to go, is this what works better for me? Solo or model. And secondly, what works better for me? Do I want to brand first and then sell my coaching, which about 90% of the people do, and that's fine? or do I want to sell first and then brand it? What works better for you? I personally have spent about 80% of the time on the number one, but about 20% on number two. When it comes to we help realtors, and when it comes to real estate coaching, I sell first. And I sell first. I only want to work with so many people. And then the ones that say no or not now, then we remarket to them. So whichever one's going to be better for you. And I want to say thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be with you today. Also, the opportunity to show off my beautiful family. I think they're beautiful anyway. And I want to say thank you for, again, following us here at How to Sell Coaching. So in the group, it's going to be fun, guys. Keep an eye. Be sure to post and let me know how I can help you. If any of you have any questions, that's what I'm here for. Other than that, I'll see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, and we'll have another winner, and I will get the winner, all that information out to you as well. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks so much.